you guys. God damn it. You seem to think that women want guys with beautiful hair. It really is like number 15 on the list. Much more important is how healthy you are, how smart you are, how rich you are, how interesting you are, socially, how well you do socially. How many friends do you have? Are there any female friends? What do you do? Your hobbies, things like that. I've already said these things, but god damn it. Hair is, believe me, nowhere near the top of that list. I have had this going on for the last 10 years maybe. Well, it's now at this stage, but it's been less bad earlier. But I mean, at 22 I started going bald noticeably. So a few years later it was just way too late to grow hair. So I've had a haircut like this for a long time now. And I'm married. So that didn't stop me. But here's a tip for today, okay? Here's a tip for today. Be more interesting online, alright? Social media, as in the place where you can be social with other people online, at home. I mean, I can be here on my phone, bleep bleep bloop, hello, I'm posting a video about a thing. You know, I can post up something that I'm doing up there. So make interesting posts. Do interesting things, be at interesting places, take photos, put them up. You know what? Here, okay, here, I'll insert a photo here of a place my wife and I went to the other day. A photo of me. This is a photo of me that my wife took of me. I took a bunch of her, but this isn't about her. Not everything has to be about her, despite what she thinks. No, I'm joking, she's pretty good. But she took that photo. That's a cool place. That's not just me sitting on my couch watching TV. So go out, go to places. Now you will have a good time. Okay, that's the main thing. Go out and have fun. The whole point of this is not to make it look like you are having fun. Not to trick people into thinking that you are having fun. Literally, have fun and just post it up there for your friends to see. So that when you are talking to a woman, whether it's online or offline or whatever, you can say, oh, for example, I went to this beach the other day. It's really interesting. There's all these sandstone cliffs that are being eroded by the waves, so occasionally you can actually find dinosaur bones in there, believe it or not. Maybe not on that exact location, but definitely a few kilometers down the coast. You know, it's an interesting story. And the place looks amazing, blah blah blah. You could be doing any number of different things, but I'm just saying, so you could say, oh, look at my photo that I put up from that trip. Or if it's online, they will open your profile and see what's there. They'll check your photos, they'll check your profile photos. This is my current profile picture. It was a Slavic squat meetup. I'm Serbian, I'm a Slav, Polish, Russian, Croatian, Macedonian, whatever. There's a bunch of these Slavic countries. Serbia is one of them. And it's like this internet funny thing, the Slavic squat, and so we're at this meetup. I'm not squatting in the photos. You can see a bunch of, actually there's almost no one. Nope, there's no one squatting in this one photo. But I was there with my camera. I took a whole ton of photos. I put up an album. Everyone from the meetup also had a look, and it was just a really good fun time where we met up at Fed Square here in Melbourne. It's like a big open area, and we just played some hard bass music. this funny dance music. Look it up, hard bass, and yeah, had like a great time doing silly dances, and yeah, so that's a fun profile picture. That's actually, it's got 105 likes or whatever on it, which is more than most of mine, and I do update them quite often. So yeah, do things like that. Do interesting things and put them up. Make sure your profile picture is interesting. Make sure you put up interesting posts. Talk about interesting things. Like, I'll be back in a moment. I love science. I love learning things. This isn't science in itself. This is just gallium. It's gallium. It's a metal which looks very much like mercury, and you can handle this stuff in your hands. It says corrosive, but from what I've seen, you can just handle this in your hands, no big deal. It's liquid, it freezes at, I think, or turns solid. I want to say like 30-ish degrees Celsius. Anyway, roughly room temperature is when it becomes liquid. Mercury's, I think, becomes liquid above negative 40-ish degrees. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. So I'm gonna make a video about this because it's just fun. It's just a bit of fun. I found out about this online. I forgot where exactly, but there's like Cody's Lab and all these other guys that mess with chemical elements, I suppose, essentially. So it's a cheap metal. I bought some. I'm gonna play around with it just for fun. So I'll post that on Facebook. It's cool. It's interesting. I didn't know this existed until a few days ago, and now I do, and I'm sure that most people on my Facebook won't know either. So it'll just be a fun little thing for everyone to find out about. Why not? Do things like that. Maybe, like for example, I used to fly remote control airplanes. I have nothing here I can show you. My neck's a bit sore, so I might be turning like Batman. Excuse me. Point is, be more interesting, and then document your interesting life and post it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on whatever social media you have, because when you talk to women, you will eventually change numbers of Facebook, friend each other or whatever, and they will see this. Don't do it just so that women will see it, because who goes out and has fun just to make people think that they have fun? Have fun to actually have fun, because fun is fun. For me, learning things is great fun. So I just go out and learn them for my own sake, not so that I can show off on Facebook, hey, look at this thing I know about that you probably don't know about. That is just lipstick, so don't worry about it. From my wife. I should wash my face. Actually, this lipstick must be really good, because I have washed my face a couple of times and it's not coming off. Yeah. So, just please, do interesting things and then put them up. Okay? Simple. Just be more interesting in everyday life, and that includes social media. Oh, here's an interesting little thing. I went to primary school with my wife, then I came to Australia in '96, and I didn't talk to anyone from over there for about 15 years, because hardly anyone had the internet even here, let alone over there, so I didn't talk to any of them for a long time until I found them all on Facebook 15 years later, which is now like 7, 8 years ago. Started talking to her. She seemed interesting because she went overseas, chemical engineer, student. At the time, now she's a chemical engineer. Blah, blah, blah. She's interesting. I'm interesting. We end up talking to each other, and long story short, we marry each other. I don't really recommend it. It's a really long process. Please marry someone that lives around the corner from you, because it just makes your life easier. Of course, I don't regret it. but it definitely is not an easy thing to do. So there's visas involved and all this paperwork and all this stuff, and I never want to see another visa application in my life. So yeah, social media doesn't mean you have to chat to people from chat to your friend. No, it doesn't mean you have to play a game of Mortal Kombat with your friend from Vietnam, unless you're in Vietnam. But be more interesting online is my point.